Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
And I'm Meg Turney, and holy shit, we are finally doing news with someone the same size
This
as us.
never happens. And Valve has listened to the community and canceled their new paid mods feature for Skyrim on the Steam Workshop.
It is a whole new era of peace and joy and happiness for everyone in the land.
Everyone gets a unicorn. If you missed out on this whole kerfuffle at the end of last week, Valve and Bethesda announced that Steam Workshop would be supporting paid mods, starting with Skyrim, which has been one of the greatest pillars of game mods. Well, all the Elder Scrolls games, actually. Which, of course, sent the PC gaming community into, like, a piranha-like frenzy. There was blood in the water and they were frothing.
Hashtag PC Master Race. For a lot of good reasons, actually, though. There were a lot of legal risks in making direct money from mods. Not like donations, which are indirect, but actual paid-for transactions. Now, a lot of mods directly infringe on IP for huge entertainment properties that you don't want looking closely at the mod community.
Lord of the Rings.
Release the loyals! Not to mention infringing on each other. I mean, a ton of mods borrow from one another willy-nilly. And I mean, that's always been cool because they're free. That doesn't actually fly when someone starts making money.
Not so much. Then, of course, there's all of the theft. A ton of people saw dollar signs, took other people's mods from Skyrim Nexus, which is a popular independent network that distributes mods, and uploaded them to Steam Workshop as their own paid mods. That's fucked up.
Absolutely fucked up. But even worse than all of those sins, apparently, well, Valve and Bethesda position this as a whole bang for the community type thing, and as a way to support modders, which it does, in a way.
Except that they were keeping 75% of the revenue, so the modders themselves would only see 25%.
Absolutely, and then only if they managed to earn a $100 payout.
It's ridiculous. Look, Valve's cut was still 30%, which is what they take from pretty much every transaction on Steam, so that's not that surprising. But the other 45% went to Bethesda, which they said, and that's kind of hard to defend. I mean, yes, they did provide the tools for modding and everything, but it does seem a little bit shady for them to be making money directly from the work of modders when mods already give people a reason to buy the game itself even years later.
Absolutely. I mean, not that stopped Bethesda trying to defend it. In a post on their blog, the studio said, the percentage conversation is about assigning value in a business relationship.
Yes, business.
How do we value an open IP license? The active player base and built-in audience? The extra years making the game open and developing tools? The original game that gets modded? Even now at 25% and early sales data, we're looking at some modders making more money than the studio members whose content is being edited. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, are they looking at like the $30 apples here? I don't know. No one agrees with you there, Bethesda. Sorry.
There were Change.org petitions, of course, because this is the internet, which protested the move, with the biggest one getting no less than 133,000 signatures.
Impressive.
Very impressive, because if we're mad on the internet, we're signing a Change.org petition.
And this one actually doing something. It's amazing. Other people used the mod tools to lodge their protests. One modder added Gabe Newell into the game expressly so you could kill him.
Not cool.
Not cool. Another modder put Gabe Newell's face on all the trolls in the game, which is a little bit funnier.
That's funnier.
Others made bogus paid mods charging outrageous amounts for apples, golden potatoes, rubbish, absolutely nothing. You get the idea.
Gabe Newell himself even took to Reddit in an AMA to try and address the rage. 19,000 comments later, it didn't go so well.
No.
But in a move that reminds gamers why they worship at the altar of Lord Gaben in the first place, Valve has listened to all the feedback and announced today that they'll remove the feature from the Skyrim Workshop with Bethesda's full support.
Yes! In a post on Reddit, Eric at Valve announced that the feature will be removed and refunds given to anyone who spent money on mods in the, ridiculously short time they were available. He said, "We've done this because it's clear we didn't understand exactly what we were doing." Oh, you think? We've been shipping many features over the years aimed at allowing community creators to receive a share of the rewards, and in the past they've been received well. It's obvious now that this case is different.
It's obvious. I think that's the understatement of the year. It's a little different. Everyone
Just
hates
a little
it.
bit.
That doesn't mean the entire concept is dead though, unfortunately. Just put off for reconsideration right now. Ericat went on at some length, saying, our main goals were to allow mod makers the opportunity to work on their mods full-time if they wanted to, and to encourage developers to provide better support to their mod communities. We thought this would result in better mods for everyone, both free and paid. But we underestimated the differences between our previously successful revenue-sharing models and the addition of paid mods to Skyrim's Workshop. We understand our own games communities pretty well, but stepping into an established years-old modding community in Skyrim was probably not the right place to start iterating. We think this made us miss the mark pretty badly, even though we believe there's a useful feature somewhere here.
Ericat, again with the wonderful understatements. Wow. So, okay, what I'm taking from that is that we are going to see paid mods in the future. They're not gone. They're just sleeping. Which, in concept, isn't really all that bad. It would be nice for modders to be able to support themselves so they can support these games that we continue to play for years and, you know, eat at the same time.
It's always a good thing. Now, it was really the execution that was off here. I mean, there was no policing, and it kind of took everyone by surprise. The profit-sharing revenue was way off.
Way off.
Way off. And let's face it, they shouldn't have started this on a game that already had years of mods behind it because it made for a messy situation.
To say the least.
Absolutely.
So next time we see them, they'll probably be on A, one of Valve's own games, preferably a new one that doesn't have years of history behind it. B, with some kind of policing, because seriously, you can't have people stealing each other's stuff.
Absolutely not. And C, the modders who do the work deserve more than 25%. Valve, are you listening? I mean, if it's Valve's own game, it'll probably be fine because they'll probably do 30% to Valve, 70% to the modder, which I think is fair.
It's much more reasonable. There is some bad news here, guys. I'm really sorry, but Half-Life 3 was gonna be a paid Skyrim mod, and now we'll never see it.
The news was broken on Twitter, guys, and we'll never be the same. And we only have ourselves to blame.
It's too bad. How should Valve change their paid mods to make them work for everyone? Let us know what you think in the comments.
To make sure you get all the best news in games and more, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel, and we'll keep you in the know. Look at us being small, doing news.